station covering all of the DMV. This is DC News Now.
She took my glasses.
New at 5 on DC News Now. All eyes on New York. The protests, felony charges, and a not guilty plea today surrounding former President Donald Trump. And we're learning new information in the deadly shooting of a 17-year-old shot by U.S. Park Police. What new body camera footage is showing.
Also, student loan cancellations. They're still caught up in the court. The advice for borrowers to prepare when those payments resume.
Thank you, Ben, and thank you for joining us for DC News Now at 5. I'm Mark Hall. Our top story tonight, the arraignment of former President Donald Trump. He pled not guilty to 34 felony counts of falsifying business records. The charges are related to hush money payment he made to former adult film star Stormy Daniels during the 2016 presidential campaign. Earlier this afternoon, the district attorney in this case held a news conference on the charges against the former president.
Less than 2 weeks before the presidential election, Michael Cohen wired $130,000 to Stormy Daniels' lawyer. That payment was to hide damaging information from the voting public. The participant scheme was illegal. The scheme violated New York election law, and the false statements in AMI's books violated New York law.
And we have in-depth coverage of this historic day all hour and throughout the night here on DC News Now. Ahead at 5:10, we will talk with our national correspondent about the implications from today's proceedings. And new tonight, we are getting our first look at body cam video of U.S. Park Police shot and killed Delano Martin. We want to tell you that now that this video could be hard to watch, especially for some. Martin was 17. He died that day. Police say that he was behind the wheel of a stolen car and sleeping when they first approached him. Park Police released the video just a short time ago. Our Dave LaBelle has followed this story since it happened. He joins us in the newsroom. And Dave, what does the video show?
Mark, we can tell you that the video is hard to watch. So when we do show it to you, we do want to let you know that you may find it disturbing. It's just a few minutes long, and what it shows is the officers involved in the shooting. And the officer, who has still not been identified, shot 17-year-old Delano Martin back on March 18th. The agency released body footage of what happened in the car just a short time ago. All of this started back on that date when MPD asked Park Police if they could assist with reports of a stolen SUV. The officers found Martin asleep in the car at the time, along with the ignition punched out of it. One officer climbed in the SUV. Martin woke up and then took off in the car. Another officer clung to the side. He was dragged several yards before he fell off. The pursuit ended when the officer in the car yelled at Martin to stop, then shot him. He did warn him before that happened. The SUV crashed into a house along 36th Street Northeast, just a few blocks away from where all of this started. Martin's family saw the video earlier today, and just a few moments ago, we talked with one of the lawyers representing the family, and here's what she had to say.
One of Mr. Martin's sisters, she burst into tears. Miss Martin, she was teary-eyed as well, and she put her head down, and, you know, she did shed a few tears as well. But after that, I think for the most part, it was a little anger.
Park Police say they did recover a gun inside the car. Neither officer involved in that chase was injured. Their names still have not been released. DC Police are handling the investigation. We've also been told the family will address the video that was released just a short time ago tomorrow afternoon at noon at Park Police headquarters. Mark?
Dave LaValle, thank you. New details in the death Monday of former Maryland Governor Larry Hogan's chief of staff on the run from federal officials. It remains a mystery where McGrath was a wanted fugitive when he reportedly had a confrontation with FBI agents that resulted in his death in Knoxville, Tennessee. Our political and government reporter Leonard N. Fleming has been working this story today. And Leonard, there are still many questions in this case.
That's exactly right. McGrath was wanted since last month when he vanished after he was supposed to appear in a Baltimore courtroom to face a litany of corruption charges. New reports say that McGrath shot himself after a traffic stop. A 21-day search for the whereabouts of Roy McGrath began when the one-time top aide to Maryland Governor Larry Hogan failed to show up for court last month. Hogan's one-time chief of staff faced an 8-count federal indictment for wire fraud and embezzlement charges. He was accused of these crimes when he was the executive director of the Maryland Environmental Service before he joined the Hogan administration. McGrath failed to show up for his scheduled trial in Baltimore. The Washington Post reported that a law enforcement document showed that McGrath shot himself after a traffic stop. It was initially reported that McGrath died at a Tennessee hospital following some sort of confrontation with FBI agents around 6 p.m. on Monday. It is not known how the FBI tracked down McGrath in Knoxville. Joseph Murtha, an attorney for McGrath, did not return phone calls for comment. William Brennan, an attorney for McGrath's wife, could not be reached, nor could a spokesman for the FBI in Knoxville. Reporting from the studio, Leonard N. Fleming, DC News Now, back to you.
Leonard, thank you. A live look outside right now. The district, it has certainly been a nice sunny and warm day so far. Let's head over now to meteorologist Damon Madsen, who joins us live in the Weather Center. And Damon, are we going to continue to see nice spring weather for the rest of the week?
Mark, I'll say this. There is a feel of almost summertime out there. Yeah, those temperatures were very warm. The sun was plentiful. And how about these high temperatures across the board? Frederick, Leesburg, Manassas, all reaching the lower 80s. How about Cumberland? 84 degrees. And so far in D.C., the high just sitting at 79 for today. We'll see if that gets rounded up to the 80-degree mark. But no question, we got to experience some of that springtime warmth today. Now, dew points in the 40s and 50s, a good ways away from the actual air temperatures. Feeling decently comfortable, but you may have started to notice a little tinge of humidity out there. That is going to become a common theme as we move into the back half of the week. But here you go. Through this evening, you don't have to worry about having a jacket, plain and simple. Temperatures continue to stay extremely mild, mid-60s by midnight. It is going to be a fantastic one out there, and that will then lead into what we see tomorrow in terms of the chance for some records. The forecast high looking to be 85 degrees. We are going to get close to breaking some records, especially here in D.C. That old record for tomorrow's date set back in 1910. So we'll be watching that very closely. But on top of that, all of this warmth is ahead of a very strong storm system once again across the nation's midsection. We have a tornado watch, Iowa, Illinois, Missouri. So this storm, it's producing some very active weather. Do we see some of that same severe activity by Thursday? We'll have a full check of that forecast here in just a bit.
Millions of Americans burdened by student debt will soon have to start payments after a long pause from pandemic relief. Now, the move comes as the Supreme Court considers canceling thousands of dollars in individual debt. DC News Now's consumer reporter Ben Dennis details the ticking timeline and how those with debt can prepare for payments. Hey, Ben.
Hey there, Mark. Good evening. Up to $20,000 may be wiped clean for many college grads. While that issue still remains unresolved in the courts, payments are slated to resume later this summer, meaning planning to pay up now could reward later this year. First, how many people are impacted here at home? According to the White House, 429,000 Virginians had their applications for debt relief approved, meaning it could be wiped clean almost immediately if the U.S. Supreme Court approves forgiveness. In Maryland, 329,000 residents had their applications okayed, 85,000 in the Mountain State and 46,000 in D.C. And borrowers who filed taxes singularly are eligible if they made $125,000 or less each year. Joint filers making under $250,000 annually. Up to $20,000 forgiven for Pell Grant recipients, up to $10,000 for other borrowers. And while inflation continues to hurt consumers, advocates do point to ways to prepare for payments to kick back in. Lifehacker points to these tips. First, find out what you'll pay. Visit studentaid.gov and select the My Aid tab. Then It's time to start budgeting. Consider saving 25% of your first payment the first month, then go up incrementally after that. And consider consolidating your loans because there may be better repayment rates offered, but this could last longer. And if you can, consider paying down what you owe right now while the 0% interest rates were locked for those loan repayments. In the meantime, if the U.S. Supreme Court does not approve widespread relief by June 30th, they will resume 60 days after that date. Ben Dennis, DC News Now.